Okay, so we have two types of hip exercises. We also have two types of abdominal exercises. I showed you the Zamparinis, or I did a video on Zamparinis if you've seen that one. And then this routine is called Viren's. Lassie Viren was the 1972 and 1976 Olympic champion in both the 5,000 and 10,000 meters. In one of those 10,000 meter races, he actually fell in the race and got up to win. Many of you probably know who Lassie Viren is from the story of Steve Prefontaine. He was the Finnish runner who won the 5,000 meters in the Olympics when Steve Prefontaine got fourth. That was in 1972 in Munich. And he had won the 10,000 meters a few days previous to that. Anyways, in honor of four-time Olympic champion Lassie Viren, we do planks, and that's what the Viren series is a series of planks. So most of you are familiar with these. These work the deeper postural muscles. Again, we do these to help with maintaining form through training and as well as through racing when we're getting fatigued in particular. Most research shows that these are actually more important in terms of maintaining form, so we really want to do these well. We're going to start with 30-second holds on each of these, and then we'll increase in numbers of sets or the length of the holds. But starting with one set of 30-second holds, and then as the summer progresses and we get into season, the numbers will go up. As we get stronger, we keep adding in order to keep stimulating those muscles and getting them a little stronger. So most of you probably know this routine, so I'll just go through this one really quickly. We have front planks. The common mistake on this one is to get the hips way up or your butt up, or to arch your back so your hips are drooping. We want to have a nice straight back and just hold this position nice and steady. I think that this particular series is a great one to work on mental toughness. Tends to get a little bit uncomfortable over time as you're holding this, which is kind of how a distance race works. Starts out pretty easy, and as you go along and build through the race, it gets more and more difficult. So this is an exercise in which you can practice that feeling and learn to deal with discomfort in your mind and just sort of accept it and figure out how you're going to manage that mentally. We're going to roll right into side plank. Get onto my pad here. And here's side plank, thinking about pushing the hips up to the sky, having your top arm either on your hip or in the air. So we're not coming down like this and cheating, but we're staying in a nice straight line, pushing the hip up to the sky. Then you're going to just roll right into the other side. Again, keeping that top arm up in the air, pushing your hips to the sky, not dropping down low. And then we roll over to our backside and we go elbows to feet, thinking about pushing the hips up and not letting them droop so you're barely off the ground. We want to be pushing the hips up to the sky the whole time, and we're going to feel this in the low back, the glutes, and the hamstrings. This is a great posterior chain exercise, which is really important for distance runners because we use lots of quads in running, and we tend to be very strong in the front, much weaker in the back. This one works that backside and starts to strengthen it. So again, these are the deep postural muscles. This is endurance based, and we'll start adding numbers as we go along to increase our endurance. That is the Viren routine, starting out with one set of 30 seconds each of those exercises. 2 minutes total.